Assalamu alaikum. All right, today we'd like to talk about business model generation. Last time, when I was starting to, I call it to teach, or not teaching, when I was in my university days, okay, we actually taught how to develop a business plan. So we will be taught about how to actually have a very nicely written business plan consists of four major areas, which is the administration, then operation, and then we have marketing and also finance. So this actually a business plan is actually a very comprehensive, what we call it, written plan, um, to identify that whether our business is actually viable, profitable, and maybe uh, can be used in to guide us to actually um, conduct our business, okay, or start our business. But nowadays, do we have another, what call it, simpler or actually faster way, okay, to identify whether we have a good business, and they call it business model generation. Here, I have a book which is actually given by, not given, lent uh, by Coach Hasrin from you. He went to Singapore and bought it. Then thank you. I'll be using this book for a while and be reading this. And this is actually written by Alexander Osterwalder and also Yves Pigneur and co-created by an amazing crowd of 470 practitioners from 45 countries, which is good. And the design is really interesting, which is full of we call it not animation, we call it cartoons and all that. So okay, what's actually the business model canvas? Okay, business model canvas. Call it the business model canvas. Okay, so it's actually a canvas. It's actually like something that you can actually put on it. Okay, what the authors has actually designed is actually can be defined as a model that describes the rationale of how an organization creates and deliver and capture values. So basically, they have 9 building blocks. Okay, starting from customer segment, then we have value proposition, channel, customer relationship, revenue stream, key resources, key activities, key partnership, and also cost structure, which is very good. Yeah. All right. Now this is the diagram of the business canvas. Right. Okay. At the moment, I will show to you. I call it a video. Uh, mhm.
An organization's business model can be described with 9 basic building blocks: your customer segments, your value proposition for each segment, the channels to reach customers, customer relationships you establish, the revenue streams you generate, the key resources and key activities you require to create value, the key partners, and the cost structure of the business model. But it's not sufficient to just enumerate the 9 building blocks. What you really want to do is to map them out on a pre-structured canvas. This is what we call the business model canvas, a tool that helps you map, discuss, design, and invent new business models. Let's briefly go through the 9 building blocks, starting with the customer segments. These are all the people or organizations for which you're creating value. This includes simple users and paying customers. For each segment, you have a specific value proposition. These are the bundles of products and services that create value for your customers. The channels describe through which touchpoints you're interacting with customers and delivering value. The customer relationships outline the type of relationship you're establishing with your customers. The revenue streams make clear how and through which pricing mechanisms your business model is capturing value. Then you need to describe the infrastructure to create, deliver, and capture value. The key resources show which assets are indispensable in your business model. The key activities show which things you really need to be able to perform well. The key partners show who can help you leverage your business model, since you won't own all key resources yourself, nor you perform all key activities. Then once you understand your business model's infrastructure, you'll also have an idea of its cost structure. So with the business model canvas, you can map out your entire business model in one image. This works for startup entrepreneurs just as well as for the most senior executives.
Well, okay, that is some introduction about what is business canvas, business model canvas, which you can refer to the YouTube. Okay. All right. Now, I'll be just talking about or commenting about the first building block, which is customer segments. Now, what is actually customer segment? You know that customer is very important to you, because without the customer, you can't actually be able to make any profit. You cannot make any single profit. Now, you have to actually define who is your customers. Who are your customers? Okay, because without knowing who are your customers, you'll be like lost in the jungle. So you don't know who actually you have to talk to. Okay, because customers, they are our assets, because they will be giving us the revenue stream. Now, in order to better satisfy customers, a company may group them into different, what we call it, segments. Okay, distinct segment with, but however, this group of people, they will have a very like a common needs, and also they behave similarly, and also they actually have other attributes that might be similar or maybe distinct, different between each other. So a business model may define one or several large or small customer segments. So basically, a company must be alert, okay, on which segment that they want to actually to serve, okay, what type of customers, who are the customers, okay, and then which segment that they actually need to ignore, whereby, okay, we don't want to deal with this type of customers, so we just focus on this type of customers, right? So the customer group represent a separate segment. Okay, if their needs require and justify a distinct offer, and secondly, they are reached through different distribution channels, and they require different type of relationships, and they have substantially different profitabilities, and they are willing to pay for a different aspect of the offer. Now, for example, let's take simple event that which is normally organized by students from many universities. For example, they organize conferences, they organize talk, they organize seminars and all that, right? So for me also, for me myself, so I also give offer some trainings to students and also to outsiders. Now, if you look at the market, okay, where you want to target, for example, if you want to target the students, you won't be able to charge them more than maybe 5 ringgit, right? Or maybe 10 ringgit or 20 ringgit. They might be the price is might be expensive. But if the same program you actually offer to customers who are outside the university, your university, maybe you can charge them 800 ringgit for the same program for one day. So this is what uh, we talk when there are different segment of markets, and which target market that you are focusing. So in this book, so it's actually the authors has mentioned that there are so many different type of customer segment, but they actually give about five example of the customer segment. The first one is the mass market, that you are targeting the whole market, right? And then you have the niche market, which you are targeting, um, catering a specific market. For example, if you're looking at the Malaysia industry, in Malaysian banking industry, Islamic bank is actually targeted to the Muslim customers at first, but now it's actually being open to the non-Muslim too. That's one simple example. Then segmented market. The number three is segmented. Okay, the segmented market, you are looking at the segment, the market in different type of segmentation. Sometimes you look at the segment segmentation based on demographic, sometimes psychographic. Okay, for example, demographic, you look at age. Okay, you are targeting younger people, or you maybe might be targeting the older people, and so on. And also women or men. Okay, that's an example of the segmentation. And also sometimes they are also targeting based on the income that the customers have actually earned. Okay, for example, they are actually targeting to the high income, or maybe they are targeting to the low income earners. And then we have another one, which is diversified market. So in this case, you are looking at customers which are, for example, you are my parents, okay, are entrepreneurs, and they are actually very actively involved in food industry. But one day they diversify their business from the food industry to open another small service focusing on laundry, which is too diversified. I might not be agree with their decision, but they actually diversifying their business. Okay, all right. You can diversify as long as you know that your main business can actually provide sufficient income, and also is stable, right? So, and then the last one is the being given by the authors is the multi-sided platform. Now, this example again, I'm using the example of students actually organizing a conference, or maybe organizing a forum. So let's say let's look at the conference, for example, call for people's conference, whereby you advertise for people to come and present to your conference, and at the same time you also invited people to participate in the conference. So in this case, um, you actually have two type of customers in your event, right? The first one is the presenters, you are charging them money, and also the participants, you're also charging them money. You have to have a different strategy for both of them, because their value proposition will be different. The channel of distribution also will be different, and also the price might be also different. So this is the, what you call it, some of the ideas that has been discussed by the authors of the model business model generation. I'm only talking about the customer segment, which is the first building block, and I hope that we can actually find something useful from the session. Probably we will see you next time in talking about the next building block, which is the value proposition. Until now, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.